Hello, hello world. Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. Sorry I was a bit late. I ran a poll on my Instagram yesterday to choose a concept out of 5, and I woke up half an hour ago, gathered all of the replies from both Telegram and Instagram, did some like quick math because one of them was in percentages and one was in just like actual votes, to determine which concept we'll be using. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm just gonna bring it up. Doesn't work. How would I show it? I can show you a story on my profile. Hi Graham. Hi, there she goes. Hi, hello Audrey. Hello, Peppa girl. Hey Ryan. Why Peppa? Okay, so I can show you this. Who doesn't want to? Alright. Just gonna do this. These concepts. Hey Layla, do you draw on Cintiq? It's not a Cintiq, but it's a screen tablet. It's called Huion 2020. Huion 22. Sorry, yeah. I meant Sculpt. Peppa girl. Sculpt? Sorry, what? I got confused. Oh, I meant Sculpt. Yeah, I sculpt on Huion 22. I think it's Huion Canvas 22. Yeah, so anyway, I picked 5 concepts and you guys were voting for all of them, either on Instagram or Telegram. If you don't follow me on Telegram, you can. I'll drop a link in the chat. What are your impressions about it? So I've been using it for half a year now, and so far it's been a smooth ride. First of all, when I first got it, I previously used Cintiq, like a smaller version of a Cintiq, and I had some drivers installed from Wacom, and when I installed Huion, it was wigging out because of it. So make sure to get rid of all the drivers here, or any files that are even like remotely connected to Wacom for it to properly work. Okay, so I ran a poll. All of them I love. Some maybe more than the others, but the two winners were these two. So I started gathering references for both of them because I couldn't decide which one I like more. And I still think I'm like 50-50 between them because they're quite different. One is a very stylized character with really interesting proportions in the face. Let me put them side by side once again. Yeah. And the other one is just so different. The hairstyle is different. Obviously she's like afros, but it's less detailed, so I'll need to use my imagination more and like think of what she will look from the back, whereas here I kind of understand what is going on from the back. But yeah, what do you guys think? And great to see females in the industry cranking out amazing work, showing my 8-year-old daughter what can be done. Showing my 8-year-old daughter, sorry. She wants to sculpt basic Hello Kitty characters. Oh, so cute. She can start. I mean, there are apps on iPads if you own an iPad where she can start out with. I think one is called Nomad, Sculpt, and the other one is Forger. I've heard great reviews from both. So yeah, what do you guys think about the concepts? Also, yes, it's super cool that we have more and more females now in the industry, streaming, just sharing the artwork, all that good stuff. It's really empowering. That's what encouraged me to stream here as well. But for Nomad, not quite ready for ZBrush UI. Fair. Maybe wait a couple of years. She can start with sketching probably though. That's how I started out. Or maybe just sculpting out of clay. Yeah. Seeing as you guys aren't voting for one particular one, I'll have to make a choice. The numbers for these ones were like equal. Like I said on IG, blue-eyed model. Blue-eyed. Oh yeah, right. No one on the left. Yeah, they were pretty tied across two platforms. And guys, to be honest, I wanted to do something I haven't done before, which is not a blonde female model. So I might go with this one. Just because I want some challenge and something different to make. Obviously this one would be challenging, but I'm really used to sculpting these sort of characters. I feel like it would be pretty easy for me. So I might go with this one, even though it requires more work. Rose hat, yay! I started gathering references over here. I'm gonna show much more because below that there's an anatomical reference. And I shouldn't show that on YouTube. But if you guys are working on humanoid characters, you should have that reference, just saying. So yeah, give me a couple more minutes while we chat and I pull some more references on the board for that character. How are you guys today? Has anybody made the usual comment yet? You know the one. I have a few usual comments. Oh, which software is that? Is a very popular one. It's ZBrush. Someone has already asked about my tablet. It's the second most asked one. Third one is like, hello, beautiful. And I'm not flattering myself. That's what usually people comment. Height related. Height related. Height what? I'm lost. Sorry, maybe I'm being dumb because I'm trying to multitask and gather concept art and think at the same time. Really hard. Are you high? Oh, that's the one. Yeah, someone always. I thought about high as like height. Yeah, there are some trolls that ask me all the time if I'm high or not. Don't know why or how it started, but it's sort of a meme at this point. Do I seem high to you guys? Relaxed, maybe. Okay, I'm almost done. I think I got all the reference I need. Good one. We will let the chat decide. Mellow, slowed down voice, maybe. I don't feel like faking my voice. I can be, hello guys, how's it going? Let's get started. I'm not like that. 6 a.m. on Monday morning. Alright. Just not me. It's not even me at 2 p.m. on Monday. Okay, so a good start would be to bring in the content so you guys can see it. Yes, nice sweet voice you got. Thank you. About baking high poly to low poly for clothes, should I give them thickness before baking or after I texture them? Not sure if it's the right question to ask here. So I don't work in the game industry, so I might give a wrong answer. But it really depends. Okay. Should I give them thickness before baking or after I texture them? So I would give thickness straight away because of the UVs. I know that for game models they don't necessarily add like double thickness, so they don't do How do I explain it? We'll draw it. Okay, so it works. The clothing, let's say. Oh my god, what's happening? Sorry guys, I'm just getting used to this new software. So let's say you've got like a t-shirt. Amazing t-shirt, I know. A geo, and now you want to like extrude it inwards and add a bit of thickness. Usually from what I've seen, what they would do is they wouldn't fully extrude it out, like take all the polygons and add thickness to them. They would only add this lip and then going inwards a little bit. And then they will close off this gap. So it won't be, it will be hollow, but it will be like closed off everywhere. And I would imagine you want to do that. So that's the sleeve. I would imagine you want to do that before you bake because of the UVs that you need to make for these ones. If you do it after you bake, the stuff will get stretched because it doesn't have UV coordinates. So my assumption would be to add thickness first, then UVs, then bake. Do it. Is the concept adjustment dial a ZBrush plugin? Look forward to this concept. You mean the spotlight? Yeah. It's a like I don't know if it's even a plugin. It's just a thing that you use for bringing in reference. I know that some people do it the other way. There's a see-through adjustment in here, and they sometimes put the concept underneath ZBrush. But I prefer to do it this way. And just texture import, and then you click on it and add to spotlight, which brings it out on the canvas. And now I have a hotkey to hide it or unhide it. Okay, I've been talking quite a while now. Make one mesh ready. Let's get started. Ooh. Since you're starting, what scale you choose to start with? Just the default one. Maybe a bit smaller than that, because as you can see, my brush can only go this big, so maybe I'll start with like 0.5 of the sphere, just so my brush can cover it all. When I need to make any big body adjustments, I can. It can get trickier later down the line when you have a full character and need to scale him down. There are ways around it, but I prefer to set it up straight away. ZBrush default units. They don't work in actual units, from what I can tell. the default cube is just 1 metric unit of ZBrush, but it can be centimeters, can be feet, can be meters, as far as I know. You can call them different metrics in relation to other software like Blender or 3ds Max, Cinema 4D, Maya. I'm not sure though. I will at some point of this process, so I need to close that drawing application. At some point when I have my character ready to like get rendered as textured or UV'd, I'll either import it into another software and scale it, or I'll get like a cube of the same height that I need the character to be from a different software, import it in and match it in ZBrush, and then export it out. Either way. Hope you have a blast. I'm out. Thank you. Have a good one. We know Shane Olsen usually uses this scale. This scale tool. Oh right, with the he has a ruler. Yeah. I don't usually use that. Would be probably good to check out one of his streams and see how he does that. Are you alive? Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, I'm alive. Hi warrior. Good morning. Morning, Gal. Thanks for the explanation. You're welcome. I might skip her up. As always, starting with a sphere, nothing new here. If you've been around for some time, you know that's how I start all of my characters. Sometimes some brushes won't work. If you have spotlight turned on, make sure to turn spotlight projection off. Because what right now it was trying to do, it was trying to project stuff, but it wasn't in the area. If I were to do it there, it would try to project some sort of data from the image, and it will not let you use your brush. So turn off spotlight projection. I think it can be found somewhere here. I haven't seen it in a while. Yeah, sample spotlight projection. So just turn it off. What are you guys doing? You sculpting something as well? Just watching me in the background? was kind of late today. Which random facts I was sharing today? You haven't missed much because for the first 20 minutes I was deciding on the concept to choose from. The random facts. You haven't missed one yet, I think. Yeah. Oh, someone called me a pig in the chat, and the other one was asking me if I was dead or alive. So that's something new. Let's add to the collection of weird comments on YouTube. Ooh. So, her skull should be a bit more elongated towards the back. I see some beginners make this mistake from time to time. It's just not adding enough depth to the skull. In the profile view, I see it more like this. So there's no volume here usually, but there should be. You see that there's like a bit of a protrusion in here, and that's intentional. I leave it in for the time when I'm gonna be sculpting her lips. Now we can start working on her eyelids and then eyes. Luckily, on this concept, she's looking quite straight into the camera. I'm using these two spheres, and the point where they overlap is sort of my eye line. If you are a 2D artist, or you have ever drawn anyone, or went to an art school, they usually teach you how to find this eye line by measuring out proportions. So that's how I like to think about it. Cool. That's sort of it. I'm starting with new 4-week project on Monday morning. No, I forgot to mention. This is gonna be a split sculpt. I don't think I'm gonna be spending as much time on it as I've spent on Zelda or Zeri, just because I want to keep it simple and not worry much about topology or UVs. Like, I'll make them, but probably inside of ZBrush. So yeah. Okay, let's move her to the side. Kinda got the proportions for now. Oh, and I loaded the wrong concept. I have a better quality of it. Also, I'll do my best by the next stream to find the artist. I found it on Tumblr, and my brain just cannot comprehend how to use it. I just couldn't track down who the original artist was. It was really hard. I'll try my best to track them down next time, so you guys know. If you can read this, like, this signature, that's the word for it, then let me know. Or maybe you know who the concept artist is. What's up, everyone? Hey, Steamworks. How's it going? At the moment, we're in the alien stage, because it literally looks like an alien. And we'll stay here for a while. So might as well check. Are you guys playing any games right now? I know Baldur's Gate just came out. And a lot of people love it. Not to say that I don't love it, I just never played. But I do hear a lot of good things about it. I have this thing with my characters that they unintentionally start to lean forward, so I always make sure to check from the side. Also, she's got a huge neck. Make it a bit shorter. You guys are quiet today. Normal thing. Yep. Now it seems. Hey Layla, how are you? Hey, I can see familiar people in the chat. I'm good. Just starting out a new project. Hopefully not a 4-week one. More of a speed sculpt to work on here. I did a poll on my Telegram and Instagram stories where you could choose from a concept. And a big chunk of people voted for this one and the other concept. And there was a tie between them, so I chose this one. You can rewind to the beginning of the stream if you want to check it out. By the way, Layla, can we recommend music for the class? Do you mean if I can recommend you a music? Like sort of what's playing in the background right now? Where I'm getting it from? Pretty easy. Oop. bit more of a rib cage so she can breathe. She's also wearing a corset. It's gonna be fun to make. We'll need to gather more references though, because it's quite a loose concept. By loose I mean not quite detailed. Fifth one. Yep. It was either the second one or the fifth one. I did want to secretly sculpt Ben from Adventure Time, just because it would give me a bit of a break from sculpting pretty girls. But this one is also quite unique, because yes, she has like female body proportions, but her design is quite unique, so I'm glad for the choice that we all made. This one for now. Also, I might not do the full body of the character for the speed sculpt. Might just be her bust area, maybe a bit more than that. If you ever have anything scaling weirdly, like flying out, it's because you need to turn on local symmetry, then it will respect each object within the boundaries of its own volume, I guess. Basically, it will place the gizmo inside of it as opposed to in the middle. As you can see, I'm making her a bit more muscular than she's in the concept, but I always do that. Reason being is that it's easier to subtract muscles rather than add them back in. So it's easier for me to go from a muscular build on the character to like a slimmer version of it, and have like a good backbone of anatomy in there already. Anatomy, I mean like muscles and stuff. And if we can send you music of the same style, for example, have you listened to C4C? I don't think you can send me music because YouTube is very picky with what it allows for you to stream. So I'm using this special platform. It's called Pretzel Rocks. Yeah, they're like a platform for creators to share their stuff with the background music on. So I know if I use this one, this stream won't be taken down. Yeah, unless I show some anatomy from references on screen, then we'll be taken down for sure. Yeah. But you can send me the tracks, so like names of the tracks, I can just check them out on my own. Would you be able to 3D print this? I don't have a 3D printer, but technically I could. Good afternoon, Layla. Hi, Chad. Hi, LaCloria. Welcome to the stream. That's okay, just asking. Oh yeah, I wish I could play all the music in the world, but nope. YouTube doesn't think so. By the way, you can always like shift between the wireframe view and normal view by hitting Shift F. Also, stroke. I wonder if I do it here. Nope. I downloaded this app that shows each keystroke that I do, but it might be quite distracting for you guys because I hit a lot of keystrokes. Let me know if that's something you would want me to look into. I should save as well. kind of music do you like to listen to? Good question. I haven't been listening to much music for months now. Because I've been having headaches and music sometimes makes it worse. But I do enjoy some background music, maybe without words. Or I've been enjoying some meditation sounds as well. There are some good compilations on YouTube with those interesting music instruments called handpans, which look like just giant pans that people like play on. I know it sounds a bit depressing, but I have been enjoying them truly. I'm making today's fact music. Yeah. I look like this. Just because I'm being lazy for now, I'll rework it. I just want to see the proportions of the character all together. So I'm gonna insert some hands. Obviously they need a lot of work. Something like this. Maybe she actually needs to be more of it in an A pose. So that's more of an A pose. I have ArtStation open somewhere. Yep. Cool. This will do for now. If you wanna clip, well, sort of not clip, but flatten a side of a surface in ZBrush, you can isolate this piece of mesh, and then holding down Control and moving, sort of like pressing the green scale button and pushing it up, you'll be able to sort of flatten it. Okay, moving on. Let's work on her face a little bit. As you know, I like to use curved pinch brush for her lips, or any lips really. Might say divided one time. Do you know how to use Arnold? I've used it once before. So the answer would be no. I use V-Ray. They're kind of similar. I know a lot of people use Arnold for like realistic portraits. The skin shader, apparently. Use a macro called and eyes. Awesome. Oh. No. Just one eye. Weird. Usually it's two eyes. Okay, let's give her a nose as well. I usually add nostrils separately, and this time might try something new. Sorry, not nostrils. These parts. Have you tried the ZBrush from Pablo Mundo's Community? I really recommend if you haven't. You will love it. I'm subscribed to his newsletter, and I've seen what that brush is capable of. And I've been planning on getting it for weeks now. Well, ever since it was released or mentioned in the email. It's free. Awesome, yeah, I'll check it out. Pablo Munoz Gomez. I think I misread the last part. Here we go. Got huge eyes, doesn't she? And they're more of an oval shape. I usually try to make the eyelid fit the shape rather than trying to change the sphere into an oval, but I've seen it being done in productions. Some characters require an alternative shape for their eyes to match the concept and just the style of the character. So it's okay to do it sometimes, but if you're working in a team, it's something you should clarify with the rigging department. But they'll be okay with it. Now let's Ctrl-Shift-D. It will appear there. Let's fill it with the same material, and holding down Ctrl will inflate it. Make her eyelids like so. Remesh it. Oh. Okay, I read it. Hi Layla, hi Tatoon. Welcome, welcome. You're looking more beautiful tonight. Oh, thank you. That's so cute. So yeah, just shaping her eyelids, which might take a minute. Just trying to make them encapsulate her eyeball a bit better. And later down the line, when we zero mesh it and like blend all of those meshes together, it will really come in handy. It's the sort of thing that I didn't used to do when I was just starting out in sculpting characters. I would never sculpt the eyelid, and most of my first characters looked so weird without them. Characters need eyelids. I think she has quite a heavy one, but it's covered up by the eyelashes that are really, really thick. So yeah, I might pull it down a bit more. One thing you could do is go to brush and take this slider all the way to the maximum, and what it will do, it will only affect poly group at a time. So right now, as you can see, I can like pull the edge, as opposed to if I was not pulling it, it would be this. Sorry, not pulling it. If I didn't have that setting on, it would pull differently. Oh, that's what I want. Now let's slide this edge. I love watching your streams. Thank you, Adam. Toy plastic mat are added toy bowl already, right? Yeah, so I think the macro append eyes will by default add toy plastic material to her eyes, although I have a different material for the eyes as well. This one, it might not work very well at this point because there is no poly paint in there, which we'll add soon. Ooh, she doesn't have much of a forehead, does she? Let's add some. You'll see me jumping around the model all the time, so if you're new here, I'd say get used to it. I'll work on one part and then I'll get bored of it in like 10 minutes time, and then I'll jump on fixing something else. That's just the way I work. Let me know if you're the same in the chat. What is the best mat you prefer in the final for the eyeball? It will depend. White plastic is just irreplaceable and I use it a lot. For the final, I rarely render out of ZBrush as a final image. So I don't know how valuable this advice would be on which one to use, but oof, her lips need a lot of work. Anyway. Yeah, there is this one. Zebra eye reflection. It's nice. Most of the sculptors that I have watched do the same thing. I do as well, but I'm still a total noob, lol. Oh, that's alright. It doesn't matter which level you're at. It's mostly about how your brain thinks, right? Sometimes you'll do a task and it's really tedious and you're like, I need something to distract myself with and keep going, because if you only work on hands, for instance, and you don't like sculpting hands, in 3 to like kind of 4 hours time, if you only sculpt hands, you might as well abandon the project. You need some parts that you like sculpting to be there for you to get going. At least that's the way for me. Hey, how's it going, Lay? There's no lag. Any available time to collaborate on high fashion brand and collectible artwork? The Rolling Stone Rock. Hi. I'm doing great. Working on a new concept. For any inquiries, you can hit me up on Instagram or email. I mean, yeah, send me the deep. She needs more cheeks, but it's a bit too early to add them. Also, she needs eyebrows, desperately. So many things to do. And not enough time. But I've embraced the fact that whenever I start a new speed sculpt, the first stream she looks not really good, and then, I mean, not she, my sculpt work looks kind of garbage, but it's okay because it improves upon itself in the next 2 or 3 streams. You can see I'm trying to create this line for myself to remember when I'm gonna be doing ZBrush. This line that she has going from her nose bridge towards the eyebrow and down. You are very cute. Thank you, Warrior Maddie. Do you pose the character after modeling or use the sphere in ND? Start modeling, posing the character. I'm planning on modeling a character, small doubt on how to start it. So I'd start in either a T pose, you can Google it, like T pose or A pose. Currently it's an A pose, because it looks like an A. And then after you have over topology, which I will explain as this project progresses, if you want. After you have that, then you can pose the character. There are some instances that people sculpt characters straight and pose. If that's what you want, cool, go for it. But in the industry, you'll be tasked with sculpting characters in A or T pose. Most likely. Unless you work for like collectibles and miniatures or like 3D printing, you know, in general. then the knowledge of what A poses and T poses is great, but not exactly necessary, I think. Okay. Did I ever turn off? Nope. Never did. Let's add maybe 4 levels of subdivision. And she has very interesting eye color. So almost like, what's that condition called when you have different colored eyes, but it's on the same eye at the same time, so there are 2 colors. Very distinct ones. Heterochromia, that's the one. She looks so funny. Okay, I think some proportions are off, so let's fix them. Let's say it's roughly here. Let's see what's wrong. Okay, so her eyes are not oval enough. The nose is not long enough. And the lips are too high. Maybe I went a bit overboard with this one. Maybe they shouldn't be this close. What is that circle menu on your UI? This one? It's Spotlight. So when you import an image, you can click on it from here and then say add to Spotlight. Then the image will appear on the screen. And if you hit Z on your keyboard, you'll have this wheel where you can control the rotation, the opacity, and scale and like lots of other features as well. Let's save. Whoa, that is so cool. Is that a plugin? No, it comes built in with ZBrush. Texture, import the image, use it. It's been around for ages, but I barely see anyone use it, which is a shame. It might take some time to get used to with like all the hotkeys that you need to remember, but after you do that, it's so worth it to check your proportions when working with concept. Okay, we need to sync this part in, and she's missing an ear. 2 ears, to be precise. Right? She has them, right? Yeah. So, my preferred method is... She looks a bit cross-eyed. So my method is adding a cylinder, pushing it, rotating it, like so. She's got ears. You skipped me. Have I? Oh, sorry. Oh, I skipped a few. So after retopology, you have to rig the model to do pose. Yes, if you want to, or no, you can use Transpose Master, which is posing a character without a rig. Just you can type into YouTube how to pose characters in ZBrush, and most likely there'll be the first few tutorials will be on the Z-Sphere rig, which I never use, or Transpose Master. There's also a new version in 2023, like a completely different way of posing characters. There's so many ways. There's also an auto rigging tool, which is not part of ZBrush, but it's pretty cool. You might have seen Michael Pavlovich or Pablo Munoz. I really hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Use it. So I'll show you.
Listen, there's a good chance.
this tool. So you have your character in ZBrush, and there's a way to send it into Character Creator 4, and then rig it. As if that's something that you're interested in. It's not a free software, but they do give you a free trial if you want to try it out. And yeah, I might use it for my Zeri and Zelda characters in the future. Okay. Next question was, how can I reach you? We're also building a metaverse. Can I hire you? What's your... it's a lot of questions. I will not answer them on stream. You can reach me by email. It's on my ArtStation in About. There is like an option to click on my email if you want to. Or you can reach me on Instagram. Sculpting in a T-pose or A-pose will help keep symmetry until ready to pose. Both. They're both symmetrical. As long as you keep the symmetry, so you don't do stuff like this on one side, you'll be fine. A-pose or T-pose, both are fine. Heterochromia. Yeah. What is the circle menu? Okay. Some people do paint the pupil like you did. Some people model it in extra eyeballs with transparency. If I'm not wrong, which one is better? The latter one. So the second one is a proper way of doing it. Right now, I'm not doing it because it's just for preview purposes. And I rarely ever use the one that you see me sculpt or texture on stream. I don't do that. For my final renders, I properly model it. But I do like the way it looks like in ZBrush with like just a full-on sphere. So if you're just planning on leaving it in ZBrush, it doesn't really matter. Hey Layla, how are you doing? I'm good. Welcome. Hey, yes, Michael Papich. Yeah, he's got some tutorials on it. It's a great plugin and app for posing. It also has a great texturing as well. Character Creator has texturing? Didn't know. Looking cool, thank you. The software name is AutoRigger? No, it's called Character Creator 4. CC4. Do any of you guys have, it's a long shot, but most of you are watching from a computer, so do any of you have Razer Viper? Oh no, Razer Death Adder mouse? Because mine has been wigging out for a few months now, and whenever I try to scroll up, it scrolls down instead. And it's like playing tug of war with my mouse every day. Have any of you guys experienced that? It's a white mouse. I don't think I can show you. It doesn't reach the camera, but yeah. It's a cool looking mouse. Just doesn't work properly. some landmarks on her face. I have 15 minutes left. And I wonder what I'll be able to sculpt in those 15 minutes. I didn't get through as much as I wanted to because I started the stream 20 minutes later than usual. Sorry guys for that. One of those days. I was also being very indecisive about which concept to pick. Inverse scroll, maybe some option problem. I don't think so, because it was working fine the first 2 or 3 weeks since I got it. And then, yeah, just jumping up and down. I actually have the depth better too. I haven't had that issue. Maybe you can reset some options for it. Maybe. Is that in the Razer app? I think they're all default. I'll try it though, thank you. Maybe it's the mouse driver. Maybe, yeah. When you hide the back part of the head, the face kind of looks like a cartoon goldfish. Yeah, kinda does. With the ears as well. I wanna add some support loops for the ears though. That's better for now. Okay, let's bring it back. Привет, Лейла. На фоне смотрю и краем уха про мышу слышу. У меня такая была, но проблема и так там актуальна. Пришлось разбирать и контакты протирать спиртом. Все стало работать как надо. Хорошо. Найду tutorial и разберу. So someone's just suggested, like, Arilax just suggested that they have the same mouse, and the problem was actually with them, with like the insides of the mouse, maybe with the wheel itself. So I need to dismantle it and maybe clean it with some acetone. Yeah. Спасибо. Thank you for that. Any tuto guidelines for realistic eye sculpting? Not at the moment. I can't like show you realistic eye sculpting. Not that I would ever really sculpt an eye. I would model it with like the cornea bulging out, that lens part, and that's it. Maybe like the white part with the iris should be kind of like glued together, and then the iris part should be flat. And when it reaches the pupil itself, it should be going inwards. That's how most of the eyes are modeled anyway. If you're really interested, I can like closer to the end of the process on this one. I can model the eye on stream, and that would be the same way I would model it for more of a realistic character. Like a character from the movie Shark Tale. Oh, is that the one with big lips? Yeah. It just needs more gigantic lips. Well, joke's on you. She's got big lips and it's her feature. But some people do have very big lips. It's the new mouse claim warranty. I think it's like half a year old mouse, so I don't know how long the warranty lasts for. Can you show your work after which one you get hired as a character artist? I didn't get hired as a character artist when I started out. I was a junior, and then I slowly worked towards getting a character artist job in the company. So at the moment when I applied, or at the moment when I got the job, I didn't have many characters in my portfolio, maybe one or two, and that's it. And then slowly I was like modeling more and more on my own, sculpting characters on my own. And then I started sculpting in the company as well. Thanks. You're welcome. Да не за что, творческому человеку всегда нужен комфорт. Это правда. Hey, if I take a year off from sculpting, I'll forget about sculpting. Do you need to take a year off? Also, well, some technicalities, sure, you will forget, but the skill will stay. That's what I think. Maybe we could quickly add some lashes, because they always make the character look prettier. The way I would add them... Let's do this. and then size, and invert it. The start also shouldn't be that thick. Cool. Now let's split it. I'll answer all of your questions, guys, once I run out of time to sculpt, and then I'll get back to you. Bit dry. Group by normals, mirror and weld, mask by polygroups. Okay. I think only 1 year they give warranty. Okay, I'll check. Oh, how fifth you fall so junior, Layla. What you learn well, you never forget. It's like riding a bicycle. Yeah, I think so too. What if so junior, Layla? I can't spell. I can't read. What do you do as a junior? Mostly props and just background elements, texturing here and there, modeling here and there. You need to know the pipeline, but yeah, you usually aren't given characters to model. Can you explain in more details why you pick certain brushes and describe what it's doing? Yeah, sure. I can do that. The stream is coming to an end, but the next stream I will make a mental note to explain what I'm doing more. What did you do as a junior? I think that's the question then. Yeah, I modeled props and environments. And what else? Also, funny story, I got hired firstly as a Houdini artist because I had some Houdini experience under my belt. And I had some Houdini projects in my portfolio. And the studio at that time needed some Houdini, like effects work done. I was helping out on that, which wasn't a very junior thing. I don't think there are a lot of junior junior Houdini artists because of the complexity of that software. It's pretty intense. I feel like her neck is way too thick. I will have time to model the leaf, I don't think. Maybe I can try. The way I would do it is like so. And I would go to, oh, for the person who was asking, I just hold down Control to do a mask. I draw out the shape of the base of the leaf. Then I go to extract and I set the thickness value to something high like this, maybe even higher. Then I hit accept and it separates it out into another subtool, which I can now relate with the base, smooth out on the top. Let's do Dynamesh first. Now I can push and pull it the way I like it. Created a few poles. If you ever have that, try inflating it and running Dynamesh again. If I am going too fast, you guys can let me know. But sometimes I do need to go fast just to not get stuck in a certain stage for too long. So the leaf shapes go like this. Oh, just realized. So it's probably not ending here, it's more like curling leaf underneath as well. think this will be it for today, guys. Not too bad for 2 hours, 20 minutes of which I was just talking. Okay. Do you think having characters in your portfolio would help get a junior modeler job? Or do they usually look for artists with lots of props for their portfolio? In my experience, they just look at good quality work. And it can be characters and it can be props. For someone who's just starting out, it's easier to get a very good looking prop done rather than a very good looking character done. Because character involves so many production sort of like pipelines to get done, to know. It can be grooming, modeling, sculpting, topology, UVs, texturing, lighting, rendering. Not to say that it's not necessary to get a good looking prop done, but props are just usually easier and they take less time, and for someone who's starting out, it can be easier. Whether you get hired or just having props, I wouldn't say so. You get hired by showing what you're passionate about. It can be fan art, it can be your personal characters, it can be environments, it can be props or swords, or maybe you're really into mech suits modeling. Just do what you like and that's what you'll get hired for. That's the general rule. If you don't like making environments, don't make them. If you're not into cars, don't model cars. If you are into cars, model them. That's sort of the general rule. I know it's pretty lame, but target the sort of job that you want with the portfolio that matches what you want to do. Yeah. I do know that character artists get hired straight away, but they're usually not juniors. They're intermediate to seniors. Props a stepping stone based on modeling. Think what Layla's saying and makes sense. Yeah, that's a cool character. Good Houdini artists are hard to come by. It was a niche software, now they are in demand from what I understand. They are. Even people who model stuff are starting to pick up Houdini because of its procedural modeling tools. I see more and more bigger studios implementing Houdini into their pipeline. So that's cool. So if you have time, try to pick up some Houdini tutorials. Maybe do some stuff in it. Stream good, Layla, don't panic. I'm not panicking. Your model needs breast implants. Does it? Currently those muscle groups plus, well, the breasts themselves. I don't think she needs breast implants. She's not, from what I can see, she doesn't have that big of a breast area. It's mostly created by the illusion of a very thin waist because she's wearing a corset. That's why the upper part looks really wide. But we'll work on that, obviously. The proportions are way off. It's a blockhead, Judah. Night, lol. Love those eyes. Thank you. Thank you. I love character sculpting, so that's what I focus on. I just know that I probably won't get a character artist job right out of school. Appreciate your answers. you might not get out of school, but it doesn't mean you won't get a job. And it doesn't mean that you only need to model props to get a job. I had all sorts of things in my portfolio when I got hired. There were just some good artworks that showed that I have good understanding of the pipeline, I think. So it was a safe bet for them to hire me. Yeah. I think that's it for today, guys. I will be streaming next week. Same character, same place. Thank you all for coming. It was really fun chatting to you guys. And I'll see you next Monday, maybe Sunday your time. And have an amazing rest of your day, night.